Bonjour, mon amis. Es j'étais à la Paris de Las Vegas pour This Week in Gambling. Mwah! Hello friends, and welcome to This Week in Gambling, where voters in California are headed to the polls for the big sports betting vote. And that is not this week's big story because no one knows what the hell is gonna happen. Now, if you're watching this video after Election Day, obviously you know the results. That's not a luxury I was afforded when I filmed this on Monday. However, if exit polls are to be believed and the industry experts are correct, then both of the California sports betting propositions have failed, at least for this year. What exactly does that mean, though, that they failed? Well, for starters, it means that folks in California will be waiting at least until 2024 before sports betting can be tried again. It also means that all parties involved, including the tribes and big sports betting operators, will have to get their shit together and work with one another if they want to have any hope of making sports betting in California a reality. Meanwhile, right next door in Nevada, things could not be better. The state's streak of consecutive billion-dollar months for gambling revenue continued last month, reaching 19. And soon, very soon, the state could also have another source of gambling income. This week's big story is that Nevada could soon be regulating electronic sports, or esports. The Nevada Gaming Control Board is currently considering the regulation of esports, and if approved, state residents as well as visitors to Las Vegas would be free to bet on the outcome of video games, just like they're any other sporting event. Of course, betting on the outcome of video games does come with some pretty big questions about integrity and ethics. So naturally, now that Nevada is considering regulating the activity, here comes a big esports gambling scandal right on cue. The NBA 2K Esports League has suspended 6 players and a coach for either betting on games or trying to bet on games, which I am sure some people will point to and say this proves that these games cannot be regulated. However, I believe exactly the opposite. I believe this shows that the safeguards in place did their job. I believe this shows that regulation can identify and stop this sort of activity. But what do you think? Let us know in the comments below this video.
This week's special promotion is for Gossip Slots. Casino City has an exclusive offer for Gossip Slots and thousands of other gaming sites. Visit online.casinocity.com for details, or follow the link in the description below this video.
This week's game review is for an amusing little online slot called Angry Dogs, and it's from our friends at GameArt. This is a 5-reel game with 4 rows and 25 pay lines that features dogs and dog symbols all across the reels, including cuts of meat, food bowls, chew bones, and mystery dog houses that reveal special symbols. This slot also has a payout rate of over 96% and can go with you on your mobile device. Find this game review and hundreds more when you visit and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And finally this week, some of you may recall that earlier this year, Caesars Entertainment was dead set on selling their Flamingo Las Vegas property. And all they wanted for it was a cool $1 billion. However, recently, some things have been happening which have caused them to rethink this decision. It seems that the Flamingo is making money, a lot of money. And that, combined with the fact that no one wants to pay $1 billion for a 75-year-old building, has convinced Caesars to hold on to Flamingo. In fact, the company now says that they will not be selling any of their Las Vegas Strip properties, which only goes to prove that the old saying is true: money changes everything.
Lucy, you have some splaining to do.